Good afternoon, everyone. So on this episode, we have decided to strip the E90 and start painting it. So we've got a 2-week deadline to get it in a new colour and get it on a boat to Ireland because we have some plans up and coming. So stay tuned and see how far we get. So we're getting one side of the E90 all rubbed down now. As you can see, it's all ready to go. We're not touching the roof, we're going to leave that blue, but we are going to be putting this in a different colour. So I've got till Saturday afternoon to get the car basically sanded down and ready for paint, and then AJ is going to come in and absolutely just blast the car. It's not going to be the perfect job, but it's going to be ideal. So yeah, I'll put a little bit of a time lapse in and show you the progress that we have. Fortunately, at the unit where we are, we've been given a scissor ram. This just helps the back and don't have to crouch down. So the front end is now done. The side, as you can see, is done. We've got the other side to do and the boot lid. So we had a bit of a problem at the last event with centre prop bearings. So someone said the Tiger Sail was centre prop bearing. As you can see, I'll take this on. There's said centre prop bearing. But where's the Tiger Sail? Because you go to the other side, and the Tiger Sail is clearly still in there. And at the last event, I could hear it, and I never thought anything of it. So I come here, and there's the Tiger Sail off the back. Bluetooth. So we have a Bluetooth Tiger Sail centre prop bearing, but she's solid, so that's all that counts. As long as it lasts another event, I'm happy. So we finally have the car back now, so we just need to reassemble it and make sure everything's alright, running properly, and then we are going to ship the car to Ireland. So whether we do any competitions over there, I'm unsure, but
interesting one, but it'll take a lot of taming there to get it into a chassis which he can get some good scores consistently, and I would say for Nathan. But we have to move on. Michael Henderson is coming in, Pro 2 rookie. He's on a 0 so far, flicks it in. He's going to have to put a score on the board, a 330 engine in this BMW. Once again, nice budget build here. Let's see what he can do. Tiny bit of a waver there, I think, bleeding off a few points. Tentative on the transition, but does keep it together. Not a huge mistake. Full throttle, as you can hear here, guys. He's on full throttle all the way around. So doesn't have a huge amount of power to play with, but definitely make it work there with technique. And apart from the transition into 4 there, you know,
We're definitely going to be doing the Drift Games bashes. That's kind of the whole plan of changing the colour and making it look presentable again, because every single panel was wrecked. So yeah, today we're going to start putting the back together and get some cool photos of the car. So we best crack on. So guys, it's been probably 3 weeks since we shipped the car to Ireland. So I'm going to do a little recap of what's actually gone on. So we managed to get the car prepped, painted, the works done to get the car over to Ireland, just to do the bashes and stuff like that. It's regulated already for that kind of stuff. But as you've seen in an earlier little bit of a clip, we ended up doing Japfest. Japfest was kind of on the cards of maybe, do we do it or do we not? Do we do it? Do we not? So it was kind of like, I really wanted to do it, but the logistics behind it just wasn't feasible for us to do. On the way to the port, there was some sly little digs from various people, one being Darren Keeney and the other one being Magic. As you know, Magic in previous stuff is a good friend behind the scenes. He planted the seed of, why not, just go and do it, just go and have fun, like experience it, the experience of the driving level of competing at that level of sport is next level. So after speaking to the wife, it took about 30 seconds to convince us to do IDS. But the penny then dropped of like, the car's not the regulations. We're literally 20 minutes away from the port with the car on the back to go to Ireland. And the event was not even 7 days away. So I had to make various phone calls to Phil Kenner, to Magic, to Darren. I had nothing ready, so obviously transport, we had to figure that out. I had to figure out to get the car to regs. It was missing window tints, cut off switches, bonnet pins. Like, I had to think of how do we fix this. And then I needed tyres for the event, so spoke to Darren, got the tyres ordered. He fixed them behind the background, that's no problem. massive thank you for that, because that wouldn't have happened otherwise. We spoke to Magic straight away, so the plan was to go straight to Phil Kenner's, drop the car, stay there for night, and then go for a wedding for the weekend. Then plans changed, so we went straight to GTA Tuning. We unloaded the car. We put the isolator cut-off switch in the same night. I think it was like Thursday evening we did that. And then we ended up staying at Magic's and then travelling a little bit around the country, which, if you ever have the possibility of travelling Ireland, I would fully recommend it. Like, the views are absolutely beautiful. So we had a little bit of a tour around Ireland for the weekend, and then we went to a good friend's wedding, Ashley and Sarah's. Massive congratulations to them. And then on the way home, we stayed again at Magic's because it was easier to get the boat, to travel to the boat to Belfast, to back down the country. But on the way home, on the Sunday we were travelling to Magic's, the ferry actually messaged us and said our boat has been cancelled. So we had to get a later boat. It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it actually gave us a good chance to do a little bit more on the car before we had to leave back to the UK. So we managed to do 90% of the stuff for the car just to meet regulations for IDS. There was a few little things, but Magic said that he'll sort them out while I'm not there. And then he was going to trailer the car down to Mondello, and then from there Phil Kenner was going to look after the car from there. So everything was sorted. So we come home, went back to work, and then 2 days later I flew back over for IDS. IDS was a massive experience. Like, if anyone got to experience anything, I would definitely say IDS is the one for stress levels. So like, I was part of 2 classes, so because it's my first major competition, yes, I've done Drift League, and yes, I've done the Winter Battle Series. But to me, personally, people might disagree. Drift League, last year when I did that, there was only like 31 drivers. I don't even think there was that many, because I got a bye run in the top 32 and qualified second. So there must have been 30 drivers in total. So in Winter Battle Series, like, I don't think there was many more than 32 drivers. I don't know the exact number. But going into IDS, there was 71 drivers for Pro 2. Like, to even get in the top 40 of qualifying, like, I know the top 32 only qualify, but to even get to the top 40 in that competition is an achievement in its own. Like, the driving level is, like, they're all on it from get-go. From the first time they enter into that track there, they know the line straight away. Like, you need to be on it. There's like an odd few that don't, but like, they're still very good drivers. So I knew I had to be on it from the get-go, and I'm probably, with that E90, the slowest car on the grid. Like, it's not a comp car, it never was a comp car, it was just a fun practice car that was I'm trying to do a little bit more than I should with it, really. So we had like 6 laps of practice on the Friday. Like, it was terrible. Like, I had no sleep. Flew in on the Thursday evening. I must have had an hour's sleep. Got up, got a shower, went straight to the track. And like, I just couldn't function. Like, I was just getting stressed. I was just getting annoyed at anything and everything. Couldn't drive the car. Couldn't even get around 2 corners. And then Ashley and Kevin noticed I had a different diff. We figured out that what the diff ratio was. I had a 307 in the car. This was a 364. So it was slightly broken. They needed to redo certain things on the diff, which they managed to do and get the diff in for the last practice run. And it changed the car like that. first lap out, it wasn't the perfect lap, but I knew I had the confidence. And then the lap after that, I hit every single clipping zone that needed to be there. It wasn't perfect, but like it put confidence in us, and I knew I could actually progress from there. So going into the Saturday, I probably did 4 or 5 laps, and then it was straight into qualifying. My first qualifying run, I will drop in here.
Is back around for his second run now. We move it along on the line. It should be Michael Henderson, car number 494 in the E90 BMW.
Exactly, coming over here from the UK at bringing over his E90, one of the newer chassis BMWs out here on track. We're seeing more and more of these come up here and get more popular, especially even on the practice days we see around the country. The newer chassis BMWs are becoming more popular to use compared to the E46s and 36s that we're used to.
Yeah, they're the next E46, I guess, literally, and in drifting terms as well. They've become quite cheap. They're a really good chassis. We saw James Dean putting his one to very, very good use. Of course, they're the Eurofighter, probably the most famous E92 in the world at this stage. And definitely, you know, they're the same, obviously, as the E92 chassis. And I believe the 1 Series that Jack Shanahan just campaigned in Formula Drift in America is pretty much the same chassis underneath as well. So, very interesting one. Let's see how Mike Henderson gets on with this one as he flicks it right, flicks it left, and flicks it right again. Lovely entry in over the hill here from Henderson. Just about keeps the car on track, maybe goes a tiny bit wide, but had to use that momentum at him to keep him on. He mightn't have the most power on the grid here.
Yes, as I can see here, his car is just a 330 and is quite standard, basically just with a lock kit and coilovers. But I could see there as he came around, there does seem to be a bit of a wobble in the front wheel as he came out for out his zone 4. But he still tried pushing it around, hopefully try to get a score on the board for this.
Yeah, it just goes to show, guys, you don't have to spin the house there on a drift car. Michael Henderson there, I would.
I tried to give it me all, and I thought I was flying off track because I put basically ball tyres on that didn't even last a lap, which it's lesson learned for me. Like, that'll never happen again. I'll put brand new tyres on for every time I go for qualifying now. But I got to clip 3 and I felt like I dropped 2 wheels and my head just absolutely crumbled, and the pressure of being on a live stream and people there and getting judged and this, that and the other, I just straightened out, like, gives a 0. So I was like, oh, I've come all this way and like I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm not gonna qualify. I shouldn't be here. Like everything was going through the mind at the time. And I went back to the pits, and Magic said, I'll never forget the words that he said. He said, "Don't go easy. Just give it your all. At the end of the day, like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You go home regardless." So I went to the start line and I give it my best. I genuinely did. Like, I know I'm not the perfect driver. I'm just learning, and there's plenty better people out there. But like, the progression that I had in the last year is phenomenal. Like, I'm quite confident as a driver, and I know I'm like, battle practice I still need quite a lot of. I dive in the wrong places and stuff like that. So doing the lead line I'm pretty confident with now, with just the car now. The car does let us down, and I managed to qualify, unfortunately. I think it was like 33rd or 34th. So like drop zone. Just on the drop zone. Like, I was so close to actually being in, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt really deflated and like, oh, I shouldn't have even come, like the car's not up to it, this, that and the other. And then everyone was like congratulating us, like saying I did really well and like try and come back, like we know you're underpowered, but like the next tracks aren't as fast and like you'll be able to do so much better, this, that and the other. So it got us thinking, and I was like, maybe not, I'll see what's happening. And then the way the rookie class works, I think there's 19 drivers or 20 drivers in the rookie class. The rookie class, I was top 3 in the rookie class. So Bartek was first, like teammate was first on the podium, and he actually got to like top 16 in the main competition. So like, hats off to him. And then it was Eddie Power. He did really well. He qualified just above us, and he got second on the rookie class. And then I got 3rd. So that's kind of give us like a boost of confidence. Like, I've come from the UK, I've went Ireland, I've tried a whole different level of competing, like the cars itself. Like, pro cars, 90% of the grid. Like, how will you keep up with them? I'm unsure. So yeah, we went, we tried, we got defeated, but we're going to go back and we're going to try again. But I do struggle to do media when I'm there, because obviously the stress of trying to drive, do content, this, that and the other, like it's very difficult. So hats off to any of the drivers that actually go out and do it. Just want to put a little thank you out for Burner as well, for coming after work and help me with the car and prep the car to get it painted. Like, if it wasn't for you, it wouldn't be happening. Like, I wouldn't have getting the car to Ireland or anything like that. Well, it would have got to Ireland, but it would have been in a mess. And a massive thanks to AJ. If you never painted the car, like, pulling in the favours you did to get a paint booth and this, that and the other, like, I really appreciate everything that's gone into it. We are trying to do more content. It's just we are busy with work, and there is a lot going on behind the scenes. We've got families, so we won't be putting a video out as much as we would like to, but we are trying our best. So if you could please give us a like, a share and a follow, it would be much appreciated. And if you could just put in the comments of what you would like to see, because in the next video it will be more build content. Obviously I'm building a new car, AJ's got a few cars that's going on. We might do a little video on one of them, and then summer's here now, so we can do some content of road driving and various different things. So we'll see what happens in the future. I'm not going to give any promises, because it's been like 3-4 weeks since we did a video, so it might be 3-4 weeks before we do another one, I'm not going to lie. So I'll see you in the next one. Hope you enjoy. Bye bye.